Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Growfold, and today we'll be big box store plant shopping at Lowe's in Dallas, Texas. As always, please press that thumbs up or like button for this video. I know you hear me, so let's go ahead and press that thumbs up video, as well as give me a follow on Instagram. My Instagram name is at Growfold. If you don't have an Instagram, create one so we can interact with each other. And today's video is going to focus heavily on Costa Farms plant. Shop online at www.costafarms.com. I am super excited because a plant foldie by the name of Marlon actually sent me a direct message where he showed me some amazing Costa Farms plants. This is going to be a two-part series, so I'm going to really show a lot of the majority of Costa Farms plants. It looks like this particular Lowe's location, which is right off of the Dallas North Tollway. If you are based out in Dallas, definitely check this out. I will have the address in the description, but it is a beautiful afternoon in Dallas, Texas, and I went ahead and traveled. It was quite far for me. I would say it was about a 40-minute drive to get down here, but for the plant foldies, I don't mind actually traveling so I can actually show you some amazing plants. So as always, whenever I go to big box stores like Lowe's, I always like to go in either the outdoor section. Today, I'm not really going to feature outdoor plants. It's going to literally be mostly indoor tropical plants. If you notice that there was already like some skeleton statue, I can't believe that they already have some Halloween seasonal stuff coming out at big box stores. It's really interesting how seasonality at big box stores, whether it's Lowe's, Walmart, Target, or Home Depot, moves a little bit faster than I believe it should because of just some of the items we see. But as you can see right here, we are about to enter into the indoor greenhouse. So one thing I will say about the indoor greenhouses like this, where it's a separate entity, it's not necessarily outdoors, it's more of an entrapped area, which functions more like a greenhouse. This actually gives really good growing conditions for this particular houseplant tour, just because I would say there is a higher humidity level here. It is quite hot. I know when I was traveling down here, it was already 92 degrees. I mean, it is the heat of summer. So this is a pretty hot environment. And mind you, this is going to be more than an hour-long video. So I will do what I can to, endure the heat when I film this video. It's kind of silly that I do just walk around quietly and just show you guys the plants. Most of the plants I will feature, again, are going to be Costa Farms plants, but you can't go to a Lowe's and not see Live Trends plants as well as Urban Jungle plants. I'm going to start with just a little snippet of some of these plants. You can see right here, Philodendron of some sort. Not 100% sure what that plant ID is, but that one is for $14.95 in a stoneware type planter. We've got some type of grayish aloe vera plant here for $15.98 by Live Trends Design. And again, with Live Trends Design, and let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, if you agree. Do you agree that Live Trends Design has a very beautiful, modern, contemporary aesthetic when it comes to their planters? Now, as far as golden pothos here, so throughout my big box or plant shopping videos, and for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. My name is Richie, and I do daily 1-hour plant shopping videos where I feature a plethora of different types of plants, whether it is at a big box store like Lowe's today or local businesses, small businesses throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth area market, which is where I am based at. But as you can see right here, I am just picking up a couple of these plants. We've got a Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil in a ceramic planter. One thing I want to note on all of the plants that we are going to be looking at today is you'll see that there is quite a bit of growth on all of the plants. So you can tell that a lot of these plants haven't been necessarily just delivered to this big box store. It probably has been growing here for about a week or 2 or 3. And the growth that you're seeing here is really a result of, number one, the big box store's care. Not all big box stores are created equal. And then number two, the ambient environment that these plants are in. So you'll think about all of the natural light that is getting through the glass windows, the humidity levels of this, and then the consistent watering that happens in this like sort of greenhouse thing. Not all Lowe's locations has this type of room. I will say that the Lowe's locations that have the more greenhouse feel, their plants tend to be a little bit fuller. They have a bigger selection, and overall their plants tend to be a little bit healthier looking with lots of growth. Now this one right here is a golden pothos, and you can tell that this golden pothos is gonna need a little bit of water because the leaves are a little bit droopy. But as I spin around here, I'm just gonna keep showing you a lot of the plants like this Marble Queen Pothos. This one is by Live Trends Design, and it is another ceramic hanging planter for $16.98. So as far as easy care plants, we are going to be seeing a lot of easy care plants like Pothos plant, which I truly believe and hope you guys will add into your plant collections, whether you are a seasoned plant collector, somebody that likes these rare variegated plants, or somebody that is just beginning their plant journey. And you know, that's the thing about my big box or plant shopping videos is I really want to create this content where people are comfortable, people are welcome to just, you know, celebrate plants with me. So again, I am just showing you how full this big box store is. Super excited to really share a lot of the Costa Farms plants, but I did want to give a little bit more love, a little bit of love, I guess love for every nursery that provides at big box stores. So you'll see right here, Aglaonema Silver Bay. Let's talk about Aglaonema Silver Bay. Now this one right here is by Live Trends Design. Let's look at the price here. This is for $19.98 in a very stylish planter. Aglaonema Silver Bay is one of two commonly found Aglaonemas that you will find at big box store. The other one is the Aglaonema Red Siam, which I can 150% guarantee you will see in today's video. But Aglaonemas, let's popularize Aglaonemas, hashtag popularize Aglaonemas. They are one of the more underrated, overlooked plants, but there's so many varieties. And if you follow my Instagram at Growfolds, I've been working closely with a lot of the Indonesian nurseries that provide very rare and uncommon colorful Aglaonema. So definitely check that out. I would say getting plants from overseas may not be for everybody. I do believe you got to have a little bit more plant experience because there is a rehab period and acclimation period, and some people may not necessarily have, number one, the budget to get imported plants, and then number two, the time and patience for it. It is a tricky process, and so, you know, I will talk through that in a future video, but that is a reason why it's always exciting to go big box store plant shopping. I mean, right over here, Monstera Adansonia on a totem pole. So I really love the look of this. Didn't even realize that Live Trends Design is now delving into plants with a type of stable structure to help the plant grow up a pole. There are plants, and a lot of plants that you see trailing, their natural growth pattern is actually to climb up a pole, a moss pole. You can see with the Monstera Adansonii, the leaves attach, or the vines and aerial roots will attach to trees in Mother Nature. Same thing with the Monstera deliciosa. So you can see this is a juvenile for Monstera deliciosa for $14.98 by Live Trends Design. And you can see we have another Live Trends Design planter right over here. This one is a ZZ Senzi plant, and ZZ Senzi plant, or ZZ plants in general, one of the easiest low maintenance plants I would recommend for anybody that is growing plants in an indoor space. So plant foldies, again, today I am just really excited to just pick up some plants, show you some plants. Let's give some love to Costa Farms, Live Trends Design, Urban Jungle, because we are going to see so many beautiful plants, so many plants that I love seeing, say, from Costa Farms that I have not really seen a lot of as I go big box or plant shopping. I was a little bit concerned that during the summertime, or at least based on what I saw last year, I've been doing big box or plant shopping videos for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years, and I noticed even last year when I was filming that a lot of the indoor tropical plants started to wean off of it a little bit in terms of the in-stocks at big box stores. And I would say about 2 weeks ago when I started being a little bit more consistent in filming plants and content, I noticed that some of the Lowe's that I was visiting didn't have as much in stock. So First, impressions of this Lowe's location, super full. And I truly believe that this is one of the Lowe's locations where not a lot of people know about. For the local plant foldies in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, without even me finishing this video, I did want to just show you how this actual Lowe's location is one that is a hidden gem. It is probably going to be dubbed as one of the top 3 Lowe's locations to visit in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and that says a lot in terms of a big box store. Hoya cumingiana is another Hoya that I did not even realize was endemic to my family's heritage and home country, which is the Philippines. And I am repetitive. Some people might even call me cringy, but you know what? I accept myself for being my most authentic self. I have to remind everybody about just being proud of where your heritage is from. For instance, my family is from the Philippines, and if you haven't seen my Instagram post where I actually found some old footage of some of these plants in the Philippines growing outdoors in full sun, living their best life, whereas in the United States, we grow these plants and we work a little bit harder to keep them alive in indoor spaces. Just know, as we continue to look at these beautiful plants like this Monstera adansonii, this one's actually by Urban Jungle for $24.98 with a moss pole totem pole. These plants thrive in a Southeast Asian country such as the Philippines with little to no care. So I do want to remind everybody, with say a Monstera adansonii, I actually had a reel that I showed a Monstera adansonii growing up a tree, or was it an Epipremnum pinnata? Either way, one of those reels actually had what these plants look like in their native environment, or in an environment that's conducive to what they need in order to really reach their full potential. Now over here we have a Dracaena Lemon Surprise. This one is another Live Trends Design planter. Really love the mixture of mixed media when it comes to planters for Live Trends Design. I do believe that in terms of planters, some people may agree or disagree with me, but I truly believe that Urban Jungle, Live Trends Design, they are a little bit more experimental with the mixed media portion of their planters. And to me, aside from just plant collecting, in my case, plant hoarding, I mean, we talk about the amount of Aglaonemas I have. I probably have more than 180 varieties of Aglaonema, and that's not even, exaggerating. I probably have more, but there is a certain level of plant styling and plant aesthetics, and I really believe that happens with very curated, very intentional thought process when it comes to your planters, or how you display your plants, or even the color palette that you choose for your planters, or even the plants. For instance, we've got orchids right here, and we've got orchids mixed with a croton, Sunny Star croton, and a bromeliad. So we see a lot of these combination planters, and this one is for $38.98. So I'm just gonna keep picking up some plants. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this location so far, and whether you would buy some plants from this location. Now that we've gotten an overview of the different types of plants that we have in terms of urban, jungle, and live trends design, let's start today's exciting video featuring some more of these plants, but then we're about to reach the Costa Farms plant. So let's look at this silver band marantha. This one is another mixed media hanging basket or ceramic planter by Live Trends Design. This one is for $16.98. And then, you know, with silver band maranthas or these prayer plants, they do need consistent watering. Higher humidity levels will help this plant bright in direct light, but the watering is what's going to keep this plant alive. You don't really want their soil to dry out completely for too long. And in terms of water, if you are able to water with more distilled water or purified water, it's going to give your plants a higher chance of maintaining their leaf structure versus getting brown crispy leaves, because some plants are a little bit sensitive to just hard water. Sansevieria, $14.98 in a stoneware planter by Live Trends Design. And now we are going to be looking at another hanging basket by Live Trends Design. I promise, plant foldies, I will get to the Costa Farms plants. You're going to just see so many today, but again, I like to just kind of show you what else is out there in terms of that. Now, if you haven't ever bought Costa Farms plants, definitely consider buying Costa Farms plants because they are budget friendly, readily available at most big box stores throughout the country. So today's video, you can see we've got hanging baskets right over here. And this is one of the first hanging baskets. This one is in a 6-inch hanging basket planter, $16.98. I thought this was like an Epipremnum pinnatum, like Aurea, but it's actually just an Epipremnum pinnatum sun-stressed cebu blue. And what I mean by sun-stressed, you'll see that the leaves got a little bit bleached. It's got a little bit yellow. It doesn't mean that the plant is unhealthy. It just means that it has received more light than it needs in order to really thrive. But you can see right here, Epipremnum pinnatum, cebu blue pothos, another one that used to be very uncommon, but you know, Costa Farms has made it to where it is readily available for the general public. And I thank Costa Farms for having these plants readily available. I nearly dropped this one right here. This one is a global green pothos, one of my favorite pothos as well. It's got that green on green variegation. This one is a trending tropical plant by Costa Farms for $19.98 in a self-watering planter. But I'm showing you how, look at the trailing and vining of this pothos plants. So you can see that these plants are living their best life. You will notice that lighting is definitely key in order to get the really nice bright coloration of pothos plants. But in terms of just the growth and vigor of the plants, and you can see I almost dropped it, so I'm not even going to try to attempt it because there's so many vines here. But you'll see that these plants are living their best life because of the greenhouse that they are staying in at a big box store. Like I said, again, all big box stores are not created equal, and when you find a hidden gem like this, you definitely will be inspired to buy plants. And I honestly did not expect to buy plants today, but I will show you some of the plants, Costa Farms plants, that I ended up buying. You know, my thing about it is I love Costa Farms plants. Like I said, I see them all the time. I pretty much see them on a daily basis because I am at a big box store. One thing I will say is I am not officially sponsored by Costa Farms, so I give a lot of my personal experiences and opinions about Costa Farms plants. What I can tell you from my experiences with the Costa Farms team is Justin, Samya, and all of the amazing Costa Farm team that I met while I was out at PlantCon 2025 in Orlando, Florida, is that they were super kind. They are always open for feedback, and they're very appreciative for anybody that promotes and creates awareness for their plants. I didn't even realize that they really did watch a lot of my big box store plant shopping videos. So I wanted to, shout out the Costa Farms team and, thank them for, appreciating the content. I do believe that a lot of our, viewers here have come into contact with Costa Farms plants. I mean, you can see right here, Philodendron Golden Crocodile. This one is for $19.98, but can we talk about how this Philodendron Golden Crocodile is beautiful? It's got some nice greenish, yellowish leaves, the healthy kind, and it's got some really good growth on it already, because sometimes you'll see a crop of plants come from a big box store, and they may not be as mature or developed, but you can clearly see that this plant right here has been at this big box store for a little while longer to produce new growth. and just more fullness, I suppose, with the plant. This is definitely a value plant. This is definitely budget friendly, cost effective, because for every penny or dollar you're using, you know that you're getting a pretty established plant. This is a plant that not only was grown, but it has grown in its location, which is at this big box store. So for me, whenever anybody asks me, what do I look for in terms of plants? How do I select my plants whenever I'm going to a big box store? Well, number one, I like to look at the price or the value. And typically, now that I've done a lot of big box stores for more than a year and a half, I kind of know what the market price should be for the plant. And then once I identify that it's a pretty good deal for the plant, I then look at the new growth points. If a plant is actively growing, as in you're seeing new leaves almost unfurling, and I also look for just how many plants are in a pot, that's a good sign to move forward with the selection of the plant. Then I look for signs of plant pests. So if you see any webbing, any type of white cottony things, that could be signs of spider mites or mealybugs. Does that mean that the nursery had plant pests? Not necessarily, but when you think about these plants and how they are exposed to different people, different environments, they travel from the nursery all the way to the big box stores, it does put the plant under a lot of stress. And just like human beings, where if we are stressed, stress can kill actually, our immune systems are not necessarily at the top notch where we can fight off illnesses. It's the same thing with plants. When plants are stressed or in not the best health, they kind of release a pheromone where they're a little bit more susceptible to plant pests. So I am going on a little bit of a tangent, but as you can see right here, plant foldies. I mean, let's look at all these Costa Farms plants. That's another way of me selecting plants, is making sure it's pest free. And then overall, I just select plants because they either fit the aesthetic I want, or there is something about the plant that is calling my name. Does that mean we're going to always pick up the plant like this Monstera albo, right? Or Sedliana albo? Not necessarily. But if you are looking to select plants, I think those are really the signs that I would suggest, is just making sure you're a little bit more diligent about the plant pricing, the growth of the plant, and then just checking to see if the plant is pest free. Any plant that you buy at a big box store, if you're going to introduce it indoors, definitely spray it down with a pest preventative spray like neem oil spray. I would definitely recommend We the Wild neem oil spray. It is a Houston-based company that has really gotten a lot of traction just because We the Wild was actually sold at big box store Target. So, you know, those are the plant products I would suggest, but you can see right here, Monstera letriana. So this was for $19.98. And I remember seeing Monstera letriana released, and I actually had to go to like a Walmart and look at the post by Costa Farms Instagram to show us where these were released. But you can see right here, this is another Costa Farms trending tropical plant that you typically wouldn't see out and about. So this is what makes this Lowe's location very special. And again, if you're making a road trip to Dallas, if you live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, highly recommend going here, because every plant I'm picking up has a lot of new growth. Like this is a Philodendron painted lady for $19.98. Costa Farms trending tropical plant. My opinion about Philodendron painted lady is it is beautiful. I love the red stems and petioles. I love the yellow variegation. The only thing is, it is one of the philodendron that can easily revert to green. Anything that is like aurea, yellowish, neon colored, you have to have quite a bit of bright indirect light, almost highlight at all times in order for the plant to really remain that color. Otherwise, it will revert. I actually had a Philodendron golden violin, which is another Costa Farms trending tropical plant I haven't seen lately in the market. The last time I saw it was last year. I didn't give it enough light and it kind of reverted back to green. So what I did is I actually chopped it all the way back, propagate, you know, the cuttings in water, and then I'm currently growing the chopped up Philodendron golden violin outdoors in my outdoor patio. A lot of my plants are actually growing outdoors right now. I find that it's easy to just take a hose and spray them down and water them. I find that growing indoor tropical plants, hence the keyword indoor, growing them outdoors, in a hotter, humid environment makes it so much easier. I don't have to really worry about plant pests, fungus gnats, any of that nature, because growing these plants outdoors, there are natural predators that get rid of the plant pest, and it's just easier to water. Champs Ulysses Pothos plant. Look at this, Costa Farms trending tropical plant. It is a collector's plant for $19.98. The origin of a Champs Ulysses Pothos, you'll see that it's got like a neon pothos look, which is my favorite pothos, by the way, but it has like some of that texture on the leaves. This is originally a Japanese pothos, originally from, I believe, Teruno Nursery or Teruno World series of pothos plants. That's quite interesting. And then you can see right here, Philodendron Golden Crocodile, $19.98. This is an example of a more juvenile form. This one probably just made it to the big box store, but when you compare it to the other Philodendron Golden Crocodiles that have been growing there, you can see that they have pushed out a lot of new growth. Now, I am so excited to see this. And, you know, bear with me because I'm just really happy to finally see another Aglaonema pink Siam. $19.98. For those that are new to the channel, and I have to always assume that somebody might be new and may not know all the nuances of the plant foldies, just know that if you are new to my YouTube channel, I am obsessed. I am addicted to Aglaonemas. I love Aglaonemas, and even though I have another Aglaonema pink Siam, I am going to go ahead and buy this one today. Why not, right? Like, you live once, YOLO, whatever it is. Just kidding. I do want to buy this plant, not because I am going to do an impulse buy. It's just that certain plants, I talk about this, right? Certain plants, when you know you love them and you know they're easier to care for, it's one of those things where you don't mind having multiples of. In Aglaonema, I don't mind having a dozen Aglaonema pink Siams. It is absolutely stunning. You see the pink borders of the leaves, the white stems. Aglaonema are plants, and I repeat myself, Aglaonema are plants that may not necessarily be trending. You know, whenever I go to these big box stores, a lot of times people overlook such a beautiful plant and will go for a Monstera or some type of variegated philodendron, but Aglaonemas are colorful. Aglaonemas are easy to care for in a sense that the watering, they're a little bit more forgiving. You actually want to water an Aglaonema when the soil is completely dry. They can tolerate lower light conditions. Does that mean that they're going to thrive? No. Now, for the colorful Aglaonema, like this is Aglaonema pink Siam, you need to try to give it the ample best lighting conditions, which is bright indirect light. I plan to buy that Aglaonema pink Siam because I want to go repot it in a slightly bigger pot and grow it outdoors and really see if I can get it to push out little baby pups. Aglaonema red Siam, this one is only for $15.98. This is the one that's commonly found. And again, this is another example where I wasn't necessarily planning on buying an Aglaonema red Siam, but this one has quite a bit of growth. It's got a good size and it's got lots of little baby pups. So I'm going to buy this one, and I'm probably going to buy that Aglaonema pink Siam. I'm deciding on whether I would separate some of the baby pups and propagate it or just leave it to where it's a little bit more full of a plant. We'll see what that all looks like, but my question is, do you prefer the Aglaonema red Siam or do you like the Aglaonema pink Siam? Please, 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 if you are listening and watching my videos and are truly engaged, take the time to leave in the comment section which one would you pick, the Aglaonema pink Siam or the Aglaonema red Siam. For me, I love both. I would say the Aglaonema pink Siam is definitely a little bit more uncommon, but as far as easy care, Aglaonema red Siam, if you don't have one today, can you please plant foldies? Go to a big box store, go take a travel road trip to this Lowe's location and buy one, because there's quite a bit of Aglaonema red Siam and pink Siams to choose from. So if Costa Farms is watching this YouTube video or gets a hold of this, my only feedback is, can we please get another release of colorful Aglaonema into the market? I know that you guys have communicated, or at least Costa Farms has communicated, that it does take a little while for Aglaonema to be in full production because of the slow growth patterns. But I'm hoping that they're able to have masses and masses of Aglaonemas because, in my opinion, you know, plants and trends become trends because people are talking about it. People are posting on it on social media. It made it to TikTok. Somebody on Instagram, a huge plant content creator, is really pushing it. I would not say that I'm a huge content, plant influencer. What I would say is we have a very strong plant foldy community. And, you know, as we continue to share our love for Aglaonema, for instance, is Aglaonema spathonema, $19.98. It's such a beautiful Aglaonema that we don't often see at a big box store, but it's at this Lowe's location. We can most likely get more people at least giving these plants a chance to add into their plant collection. Aglaonemas are Chinese evergreens. These are plants that a lot of people wouldn't really look at just because I think the monetary value for these plants are not necessarily high. Although I would say if you're going to try to buy some of the more uncommon ones from overseas, some Aglaonema, for instance, my biggest wish list Aglaonema is the Aglaonema Crown of Siam. Please do an online search and you will see how expensive and how beautiful that Aglaonema is. There is some monetary value for a lot of these Aglaonema as well. So I just wanted to put that out there and just let you guys know that that's something that I hope we will consider getting in the near future. So you can see right here, Shangri-La Pothos, another Japanese Pothos by the Teruno World Series that Costa Farms now has in the masses, $19.98. So lots of trending tropical plants. If you made it this far into the video, plant foldies as well, and you have not pressed the thumbs up or like button for this video, can you pause the video and press the thumbs up video for this video, because it does help push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And I really do think that this video needs to be floating around for those that really love going big box or plant shopping, because then it will inspire you to see what kind of Costa Farms plants are available. I want to eventually try to do a collab with Costa Farms with some of their trending tropical plants, because they just absolutely have so many varieties, and it's so exciting that they continue to release these plants. Like the Burley Marks Flame, that was a huge hit for a lot of people, and I'm just glad that you can find it at a big box, or who knows, we might find one at this Lowe's location. But as you can see right over here, we do have two different kinds of Costa Farms, or three different types of Costa Farms plants. We have the exotic angel plants, the smaller potted up ones. We have the self-watering planters in 6-inch planters, $15.98. And then we also have the trending tropical plants for $19.98. We also have Costa Farms plants that are in 10-inch planters, ranging from $22.98, and even jumbo ones that we'll see later on in this video. But let me go ahead and just keep walking around and showing you some more of these Costa Farms plants. this is a plant I can't really pronounce. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna call it the Silver Inducan. This is a new trending tropicals plant by Costa Farms, $19.98. This one particularly needs a little bit of water, but look at how beautiful and metallic the silver leaves are. It does kind of remind me of an Aglaonema, and if I find one that it's not as dehydrated, I'm definitely gonna buy one today, because why not, right? Plant foldies, this is what you need in your plant collection. This is where we all need to be shopping for these Costa Farms plants. I mean, look at this new release right here. Let me know if you like silver foliage plants, and we're just going to continue to walk around, and I'm just going to show you a lot of these plants. I know I can be very talkative, and a lot of it has to do with me being very passionate and excited to talk about plant insights, plant pricing, but the point of this video today is to really showcase some of the best that Costa Farms can offer in terms of collector houseplants, beginner houseplants for the general public, houseplants that will make people happy, and it really does enhance all of our, well-being in terms of our physical and mental health. If you have been watching a lot of my videos, I have been talking a lot about my grandmother, who is 90 years old, and she attributes a lot of her health through just growing plants. So, with Costa Farms, they're definitely helping us with our plant love, because they have plants like this Philodendron White Knight, and look at how massive the leaves are. This one is for $19.98. An example of a Scindapsus platinum java. It's a trending tropicals Costa Farms plant, but you can see that it really needs to be watered. Once it's watered, it's going to perk back up. It's got some beautiful foliage, and then right over here we've got a lemon meringue pothos. Now this one is a mutation that Costa Farms discovered, and they had the variegation stabilized to the point where they can actually give us something a little bit different in terms of pothos plants. So over here, we are now looking at some of the large foliage plants. I'm just going to go pan around here. Ficus elastica tiniki, and then we've also got some large foliage Dracaena and then Dieffenbachia. So these ones are for $19.98. Ficus elastica tiniki, that's one I would recommend growing in very high light. I would actually grow it outdoors in full sun. That's what I've been doing with my Ficus elastica or rubber tree plants, and they are living their best life. You can see we've got some Ficus lyrata over here. We've got a Dracaena limelight. I love Dracaenas. They're very easy to care for plants, and they can get into a pretty large size as well. Now, to maintain that yellowish color, you do need to provide it more bright indirect light. And then we've got another Dracaena right over here. This is for $22.98, but I believe Lowe's right now is still having a sale where if it's $22.98, you can buy it by using the Lowe's My Rewards app, where you can get it for $14.98. So we've got some Lowe's deals going on. I'm just going to go pan around here and show you some more of these large plants by Costa Farms. a plant that I would have totally bought on impulse. This is a Dieffenbachia crocodile, and you can see that it has a very similar leaf shape as an Aglaonema. The only difference is Dieffenbachia cannot really tolerate lower light conditions. They need to be more consistently watered. When you're growing them indoors, they tend to be a little bit more spider mite prone, but I love the fact that this Dieffenbachia crocodile is a pretty large size, and you can see that it's also shooting little baby pups similar to Aglaonema, and these are for $22.98. Dieffenbachia crocodile used to be quite expensive, and now they have large versions of these that you can buy at a big box store like Lowe. So like I said again, Costa Farms is really bringing in the summer heat in terms of what plants are readily available. I do believe it makes things a lot more exciting for any of our plant lovers, plant collectors. I just think that the Dieffenbachia crocodile would be one that I would recommend adding into your plant collection. And as I pan around here, I mean, take a look at this. Costa Farms is where it's at. You can see we've got some massive Ficus elastica tanikis, and then some more of these large foliage plants that I'm just gonna walk around and show you. Talk about a jumbo Aglaonema. This is an Aglaonema Silver Bay. Look at how massive this is, plant foldies. What do you think about this Aglaonema Silver Bay for $49.98? I believe that's it. $49.98. You get a massive Aglaonema Silver Bay. I would totally buy this, but I just really don't have the space to have such a massive plant. But that is so cost effective and budget friendly for such a big plant. It's an easy to care for plant. It's a plant that if you have a lower light setting in your space, you can add the Aglaonema Silver Bay and it will do very well for you because it can tolerate the lower light conditions. Now over here we got a Philodendron Pink Princess, $15.98. This used to be a trending tropicals Costa Farms plant for $19.98, but it now has a lower, better, budget-friendly price that you can save money on if you want a Philodendron Pink Princess. Philodendron Pink Princess is quite easy to take care of as well. You do need to give it some type of moss pole or some type of pole to support it because it likes to grow up. In terms of lighting conditions, bright indirect light. Now in terms of variegation, oftentimes Philodendron Pink Princess's variegation is more so reliant on its initial genetics. So if you select one that doesn't have high variegation, chances are it's probably not going to push a lot of variegation. And the thing about Philodendron Pink Princess is there's several strands of them. They've got like a Philodendron Pink Princess Galaxy, which has a lot of speckling, almost like the Monstera constellation. So it just depends on what you're looking for in a Philodendron Pink Princess, but Costa Farms has it available, and we have some more large plants to take a look at right over here. Dracaena Limelight, $22.98. On sale right now. This houseplant is on sale for $14.98. Plant foldies watching so far, would you buy any of these large foliage plants? Leave in the comment section below. I really do like knowing what your insights are, your commentary. Let's keep it positive though. However, as you know, in terms of social media, I do, want to make sure that we are mindful of our social media presence. There is a way to provide constructive feedback, but also ways to not be very toxic online. I am a big advocate when it comes to social media presence and social media etiquette. Some people do believe that they can just get on social media behind a screen name and just say whatever they want to say in a negative way. That isn't necessarily tolerated on this YouTube channel. So if this isn't necessarily your niche or your content that you want to watch, I always just say don't engage page and just find something else to engage with. It's funny because I'm going on a slight tangent as we look at all of these beautiful Costa Farms plant, and it kind of ties into Costa Farms. Again, there has been some, you know, little controversies. I don't want to basically diminish any of the concerns that some people may have brought with a certain video, but like I said, again, we are okay to disagree or have various opinions, but to flat out just criticize somebody for one, loving these Costa Farms plants and saying that, you know, for somebody that wants to support a big box store plant, that we take away from small businesses or local businesses. That's not necessarily the case, because I always tell people you are able to shop wherever you want to shop, whether you want to support a small business, a big box store, nurseries such as Costa Farms, Live Trends Designs, Urban Jungle, Vigoro Plants, Nature's Way. I always say diversify where you buy your plants. You don't necessarily have to fit into a specific niche, but sometimes when people accuse people of saying, well, if you're supporting big businesses, big box stores, then you're taking away from small businesses. This is my own personal opinion. I don't necessarily think that of the case, because if you've watched my videos, I am a huge supporter of local and small businesses. You will see me make content and really support folks that have small businesses, but at the same time, to flip it on the other side of the coin, not everybody lives out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area where we can see beautiful big box store so like this, like Lowe's, that provides budget-friendly, cost-effective plants. And so for me, you know, it's one of those situations where if you live in an area where you don't have a small business or you don't have a local nurseries and you are only around a Lowe's, a Home Depot, or a Walmart, don't feel ashamed if you are buying big box store plants. There is a reason why we have big box store plants and how they're readily available. And when you think about how plants bring people joy, I say, rather than to, you know, sling mud shots at people for where they buy their plants, let's just celebrate the fact that there are plants that are available for everybody, whether it's a big box store or a local or small business. I mean, I'm just when I say I'm super surprised and super excited to see all of these Costa Farms plants. I mean, take a look at this purple colored flame violet. I have yet to see this selection, and this one is only for $16.98. And when I say in terms of Costa Farms, I feel like the best is yet to come with Costa Farms, because they are always surprising us with new plant releases. And, you know, I would just love to be able to see like a brick and mortar Costa Farms location where they literally have every single hanging basket that they have to offer, every single Hydra Helix, or what you call the Hedera Helix, the correct way to say English ivy, or all of the different types of Costa Farms trending tropicals plants. That would be super cool to visit. Just because a lot of their plants, especially when Costa Farms is able to send a huge selection of plants at such budget-friendly prices at Lowe's, it just makes big box or plant shopping more exciting, or in general, just big shopping for plants more exciting. And, you know, for those that have tuned into this video and have stayed engaged to this video, I really appreciate you just, number one, accepting me for my most authentic self. You already know I just love to talk to you guys. And then number two, just engaging and hanging out with me as I pick up these plants, as I show you what selections they have. Hopefully you are learning something about plant care tips, or even just plant shopping tips in terms of how to save money. I will say, if you are going to shop at Lowe's, definitely download the Lowe's app celebrating on your phone, because all of these big box stores, we can learn from each other. So always leave some comments about plant care tips. I mean, you can see right here, this is a Hoya Bertonier. This one is a little bit sun-stressed, but you can see that some of the leaves have a little bit of a purplish reddish tone around it, and that's when the plant has received a little bit more light than it's unnecessarily needing. And you can see right here, this is basically a greenhouse, and this is the reason why a lot of these plants are and you can see right here, Monstera Thai Constellation, because it's got higher humidity and they're getting a lot of filtered bright light. You can see right here, Monstera Thai Constellation by Costa Farms for $29.98 in a self-watering planter. And, you know, rumor has it Costa Farms has some massive jumbo Monstera Thai constellations for $150. We'll see if we'll run into one of those today, but all I can say is stay tuned to the very end of the video so you can see my plant haul. And I did also want to say, as I continue to pick up these plants, if you are somebody that loves my YouTube channel and likes watching my videos, I haven't been as consistent about getting these big box store plant shopping videos on a daily basis. I do apologize about that. Work has been super just stressful and very busy, and then also just trying to live life and really taking some time to myself where I'm not necessarily spending hours and hours filming, editing, and whatnot. I want to make sure that I do have time for some of my friends and family and just having time to myself. So for the plant foldies that appreciate some of the time that I take for myself, thank you for understanding. But with that being said, I ask our plant foldy community to check out some of my playlists on my YouTube channel. Definitely team replay or rewatch some of my videos. You might find something that you didn't discover when you first watched the video, and I would love to see you guys hashtag team replay and leave some comments. Let me know that you're watching some of my older video content, because that just helps with my watch time, but also that's just to keep you guys engaged. Hopefully you guys don't give up on me if I'm not able to give you guys a big box or plant shopping video within a day or two. Like I said, again, life happens, but today I really wanted to spend a little bit more time editing this video, so you'll see that there are more plant IDs being flashed on the screen. I remember when I used to have a little bit more time to do that. Sometimes I'm able to do it, sometimes I'm not. But I know that some people really appreciate the plant IDs being flashed. I mean, you can see right here, Dieffenbachia crocodile. It is really tempting me. Like, I would have bought this Dieffenbachia crocodile for $14.98 because it does have like multiple shoots or multiple plants that are already popping up that you can separate from the mother plant. This is such a beautiful plant in a sense that it has like white speckling on the leaves, like stark white speckling, and then just a green on green variegation, and then also the stem and petiole interest, how it's got speckles on that as well. What a pretty plant. It reminds me of an Aglaonema. I just would say that it does have a little bit more of a challenging plant care in terms of when you compare it to Aglaonema. But yeah, Costa Farms. Let's just keep looking at some of these plants. I'm just going to walk around and pan around some of these plants. Feel free to leave in the comment section what you think about Costa Farms plants, what Costa Farms plants you may have bought, what you're looking for, what is your wish list. And again, definitely check out costafarms.com. You can get plants shipped from them directly. It will be a little bit more costly though as compared to going into a big box store, but if you don't have a big box store that's available but you still want to get Costa Farms plants, I would definitely shop with them online at costafarms.com. We have an Aglaonema red Siam. Let's take a moment to look at how beautiful this Aglaonema red Siam is. Look at that, $15.98. This is one of the Lowe's locations that has a crop of Aglaonema from Costa Farms. I say this in every single video, and I promise you I will continue to talk about it in my future videos. But if you do not have an Aglaonema red Siam, buy one, try it out, see what you think. It's one of my favorite plants. And let's take a look at this Palmer Palm. This one, a Parlor Palm, this is only for $15.98, but this is the biggest Parlor Palm in a 6-inch self-watering planter by Costa Farms that I've seen. So you can see that this plant is thriving in this greenhouse at Lowe's. Who would have thought a big box store would have like a full-blown greenhouse? I definitely didn't imagine it. And you could just see how it has such positive effects on these house plants that you can purchase at a big box store. And so again, you know, Costa Farms is bringing it. Costa Farms has so many plants to release for all of us, and hopefully you have you know, been able to get some of your wish list plants, some of your rare variegated plants, or just plants that get your journey started with houseplants. You know, that is a lot of the reason why I do big box or plant shopping videos, or just plant content in general. I think creating a space where everybody is welcome, where everybody can just celebrate plants or even their daily lives, it has just made it so fun to interact with you guys. And so if you are new to the channel, definitely try to get on a live premiere chat. The way you would enter it is either through using the YouTube app or on the computer. You can just make sure to join the live chat. Please say hello. We always love chatting with anybody and everybody, as long as you are conducting yourself in a kind and positive manner, because I haven't gone on a full tangent, but I will give you this message today for anybody watching my shopping today is kindness is free. Please remember that kindness is what will make the world even better, in a sense that you don't need to really, you know, focus on any negative thoughts. Try to bring and uplift people. Try to encourage people, because when you encourage people and you show that kind of kindness, that is going to come back to you tenfold. And I truly believe that some of the kindness that I've received from a lot of the plant foldies, it really means a lot to me. And especially when plant foldies take the time to say hello to my grandmother, who is 90 years old. She is even more healthy and vigorous through just some of the comments and some of these super stickers and plant gifts you guys have given my grandmother. I did want to just take the time right now to thank you guys. And I hope that as we continue to watch some of my videos, that kindness is on the top of our radar. And I hope that you guys can even share random acts of kindness in the comment section, because with Costa Farms, they have been super kind in the fact that they have made it so readily available to find so many different plants at such cost-effective, budget-friendly prices. I mean, you can see right here, staghorn fern in a hanging basket for $20.98. So I'm just going to continue to walk around and show you some more of these Costa Farms plants. Like I told you before at the very beginning of the video, this is one of the best big box stores, Lowe's locations I've ever been into in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And if you've been following me for quite a while, you already know that I just go through so many big box stores on a daily basis and try to get you guys that best plant content. But this one for sure takes the cake when it comes to just how many Costa Farms plants are available. Aglaonema red cyams right over here for $15.98. Can you tell that I'm intentionally trying to plant influence you into getting an Aglaonema red cyam? Look at how pretty the stems are, and even just the borders of the leaves with the reddish pinkish tone on it. Super easy to care for plant. Let's go ahead and buy up all the Costa Farms Aglaonema red cyams. Feel free to leave in the comment section, plant foldies, if you've actually owned an Aglaonema red cyam or will be buying one, because this is the official plant mascot of my YouTube channel. I just hope that everybody gets into Aglaonemas, because this one is quite easy and easy to propagate and share. And then also, for those that are curious on how you can support a content creator, there are two ways. I did want to put out this again. If you haven't already, please consider joining my YouTube membership tier. It definitely would support the longevity and sustainability of this channel. Just press the join button if you're watching this on a computer, or you can look into the comment section. I will have a pinned comment with a direct link to join my YouTube membership tier, which is called the Super Plant Foldies. You will have access to member only videos, early access to some of my bigger videos that I will release. I will also have emojis, custom emojis, where you can use like my little chicken emojis of my baby chicken, Charlotte and Catriona, in the comments section. And your comments are always going to be highlighted to show that you are a Super Plant Foldie. I did want to shout out David again for always gifting 5 Plant Foldie, Super Plant Foldie memberships. So that's another way, is you can just gift people YouTube memberships for a month, so you can try it out and see if you like it. And we also have what you call a super sticker or super thanks, which is a monetary tip that you can provide to a YouTube content creator like myself. Just know, for those that have given me super stickers in the past, and for those that are going to give me super stickers, know that I appreciate it, and it really does help fund some of the costs to create these videos, whether it's the gas that I use for traveling all over the Dallas-Fort Worth area, some of my equipment, and even just funding a little bit of my plant budget as well. So I wanted to put out there just on the financing part of this YouTube channel. You already know I don't like to beat around the bush or not be transparent, but I did want to put it out there for those that were curious on how you can support this channel. But overall, just watching this video throughout the entirety of it and pressing the thumbs up or like button is the biggest way to support my YouTube channel. And again, as I always say throughout all my videos, all day, every day, thank you, plant foldies. Thank you for enjoying the videos, engaging with me, giving the time of day to support my efforts to show you big box store plant shopping videos like this. I mean, Costa Farms, it goes without to show that they really do provide a lot of selection of plants. They even have these Hoyas, and I wanted to spin around here because this isn't a fixture you often see. These are tiny plants by Costa Farms, so 3 for $9.99. You can get little tiny starter plants like this, Pearls and Jade Pothos. I remember finding this at a Lowe's location in Frisco, Texas, but I did not think I would see another tiny plants location like this. So I absolutely love it, and curious to see if anybody has bought Costa Farms tiny plants. If you buy a single one, it's for $3.33, but it's 3 for $9.99, which I do find a pretty good value, especially if you're just looking for starter plants. now we are just looking at some of the Costa Farms Exotic Angel selection. So we're just going to pick up a lot of these. These are typically either $5.98 or $8.98 depending on the size. The 3-inch planters are $5.98, and then the 5-inch planters are going to be $8.98. You can see this Rex Begonia is 50% off because it does have that little clearance mark on it. So if you're looking for value added plants, sometimes you can find clearance plants that are not really out of shape. Sometimes they are just doing it to move some of the inventory. And let's just continue to look at some of these Costa Farms Exotic Angel plants. Feel free to leave in the comment section which ones you like, and you'll see that there's quite a bit of growth. I mean, look at this purple waffle plant, for instance. You can see that it's been living its best life at this Lowe's location. Foldies, would you agree that this Lowe's location has some of the biggest selection of Costa Farms plants? I mean, take a look at this Hedera Helix. This one is a Hedera Helix Gold Baby Ivy. I love it, and there's just so many plants to pick from. If I actually had a pretty good budget, I would have bought so many plants today, but I am going to show you at the very end of this video what plants I ended up buying. Just know that I love the new releases of Costa Farms. I love some of the Costa Farms plants that they have released in the past, the Costa Farms classics, and just having all of these plants readily available for the general masses. Again, it just gets people excited about plants, and I think that that is a beautiful thing when you can get people who may not have necessarily been growing plants for a while be introduced to growing plants, because there's a huge selection, budget-friendly plants that Costa Farms continues to churn out for the masses. So as I start to wrap up this video in terms of just the plant selection, if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, definitely check out this Lowe's location. It is definitely worth your while, and you will see some surprises. And when you come over here, I noticed that they do get quite a bit of plant restocks, and I even love the merchandising that they have. So I'm gonna finish off a couple of these trending tropical plants. So you can see on this end right here, we've got an Aglaonema spathonema. This is a very uncommon type of Aglaonema. It's a little bit different than the average Aglaonema. I do love the green on green variegation. It almost reminds me of like a Philodendron heteroraceum type plant, but it's more upright, obviously, and it is one that's fairly fast at growing. We've got some more Epipremnum pinnatum albo. So this one is for $19.98, and you need to just grow this on a totem pole or moss pole, because when you do it, it's going to get larger leaves, it's going to climb, and it's going to have beautiful fenestrations. Same thing with this Epipremnum aureum Shangri-La pothos, $19.98. So trending tropical plants, they're definitely trending in a sense that you can find them at cost-effective plant pricing. This one is an Alocasia reginae. I love the leathery textured leaves of that Alocasia, and we've got a bunch of Monstera adansonii right over here for $19.98. And as I pan around here, again, if you haven't made it, if you've made it this far into the video, first of all, thank you, but don't forget to press the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. But take a look at the beauty of this Costa Farms selection, and this is my plant haul. So I ended up getting a Trending Tropicals Costa Farm plant, the Silver Inducan. We've got an Aglaonema Red Siam in the middle, and then we also have an Aglaonema Pink Siam. I felt like, since I've had a couple of rough days, that I was going to treat myself. I wasn't even gonna flinch on spending a little bit of money buying plants, because like I said, again, plants bring me joy. And honestly, this Aglaonema, or I say Aglaonema, this is a Silver Induc, kind of looks like an Aglaonema. I love it. I love the colors, and I do intend to grow all of these 3 plants. I'm going to repot them and grow them in a shaded area outdoors to see how much growth I can get throughout the summer and early fall, and then eventually overwinter them. I just found that growing indoor tropical plants outdoors is a lot easier than growing them indoors, in a sense that the watering isn't as hard. You just take a hose and spray them down. Pest control, you have natural pest predators. They get rid of the pest, and they just love that fresh air, that natural sunlight. I don't know if you guys agree, but what I will say is I'm pretty sure the majority of you guys will agree that today's big box store plant shopping video at featuring Costa Farms plants, whether it's Trending Tropicals or Exotic Angel Houseplants, this was one of the biggest selections I've run into. Stay tuned to part 2, because this is not the end of it, because there's even a bigger surprise you will see on the next video. I do a live premiere. Again, to those that have tuned in today, definitely check out costafarms.com. You can do your shopping if you're not able to go to a big box store like Lowe's to get these beautiful Costa Farms plants, but you can see this is my plant haul. This is my shopping haul. I do think that I paid a pretty good amount in terms of the value of these plants. I don't think I overpaid. I think the price was right today. Please leave in the comment section, Plant Foldy, some of the plants that you enjoyed seeing today, what your insights are, what your commentary is, what you think about Costa Farms, and if you actually have Costa Farms plants, because there are just so many to pick from, and I'm really curious to see what other Costa Farms plants are going to be readily available in the months to come. come. I'm hoping, and I always mention this to anybody that is watching from Costa Farms, I'm open to doing a collab, an unboxing, whatever you want to send me if you're able to, or even just getting some feedback about the Aglaonemas. Hopefully you guys are going to release more, because Costa Farms is leading in terms of just how many houseplants they continue to churn out at these big box stores. I would say the majority of people who get into plants have probably bought a big box store plant to start their plant journey, or somebody gifted a plant. Again, as always, if you haven't already, please consider joining my YouTube membership tier. I do have some more membership only videos coming up soon. And as always, my name is Richie at Growfolds. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.